Tally ho there lads, my name is Carlix Bloodfang and welcome back to Pottermore. Yes indeed, we're doing this again, and that is in fact because we have yet to wait. Let me just go into this. I apparently did not start this video as it was supposed to. Home, please, thank you. Alright. I think in this one we're going to discover my wand and see what my Ilvermorny house is. And yes, my voice does sound a bit like some kind of super villain right now, though at the same time kind of soothing, isn't it? I know that's narcissistic of me to say, I feel like it is, but I'm a super villain, so who cares? Alright, I'm just kidding. I have been making videos for 5 hours now, and that's why my voice is sore. Alright. Let's find the Ilvermorny house first and discover the wand afterwards. How does that sound? Does that sound good? That's good. Alright. Focus down there now. I know I'm still up here, but we're doing it. Yes. We want this already. Do you prefer to remember or experience? Ooh. That's actually a tough one, to be honest, because as someone with Asperger's, I remember nothing and everything. If that makes sense, it doesn't. But I will explain it. For example, if someone were to tell me their name, I would not remember it until I have, well, heard it and said it at least many times. I would be like, I do not remember who that person is. Fuck, what is that name again? Well, doesn't matter, because again, if it's something I don't feel is important to me, and I know that sounds weird that a name wouldn't be important to me, but it's because I focus on that person. That's what with Asperger's, at least with my version of it, that's what you do. You focus on the person. You do not focus on the on remembering the name. You focus on the experiences you had to get and how you experienced the person was, and therefore actually I may say I prefer to experience and not remember, even though I also do remember loads of stuff, because with Asperger's what you sometimes do is that you get obsessed with stuff and you're like, alright, now suddenly I really fucking like Harry Potter, for example. Therefore, I will now study every single thing there is, read every single book at least like 10 times in a week, and that is actually doable. And yeah, watch every single movie daily. Like you obsess, you just go fucking hardcore in there, and you remember every single little thing about it. I can say, however, I'm not like that. I haven't done that with Harry Potter. I haven't. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry to the hardcore fans. You know more about it than I do. I like the universe. I like the stories. I like the books. I have read them. Yes. I like the movies. I have watched them. Yes. And yeah, I really like all of it, and that's obviously why we're doing this right now. So yeah, experience. I am choosing experience. I know that was a very long explanation that explained loads of stuff that had nothing to do with it. What jinx would you least like to experience? A jinx that meant nothing was funny. Oh yeah, that's not a good one. A jinx that made all food taste like straw. I don't really care. A jinx that kept you constantly awake. Ooh, that's good. That's very good. Does it mean you will though get paranoia and all of that? You know, because if you are awake for a long certain time, for a very long time, well, if you're awake for more than 11 days, I think that's the record, you die. But before that, you will get paranoia. You will actually get you'll see things. You'll hear stuff that's not there. You'll get all of this delusional stuff happening to you, and you'll be hallucinating. You'll be all of that stuff. And if that applies to this, which I'm just going to say right, I'm just going to believe that it does, then I do not want that. If however it doesn't, I would really want that, because if I could be awake all the time, holy fucking hell, I could get stuff done. A jinx that played music constantly in your head. Well, is it good music? Or is it just random music? Is it music that I have in my head? Is it music that I would actually be thinking about and be listening to? Usually, that would just play in my head. Because then I would like that. I would kind of like that. That doesn't sound as bad. I know it would be difficult to focus. But again, it doesn't really sound that bad. A jinx that struck your thumb. Well, I would not really seem dumb. A jinx that forced you to tell the truth. That would be a good jinx. Who cares about that? If you care about telling the truth that much that you really don't want the jinx, something's wrong with you. That's just how it is. You should be able to tell the truth. I mean, obviously there's some people you probably don't want to, but you should still always be able to tell the truth to people. Don't go around lying. Please don't go around lying, people. That's not a good thing. I think the one I would least have was that nothing was funny. Yeah, see, that would be where I have had severe depression, and this would be worse because when you're depressed, things are still funny. You can still enjoy things. You can still laugh. You can still fight. You can still feel happiness, but you just can't cherish it. However, with this, literally nothing would be funny. I mean, you would obviously still be able to feel happiness, but what's that worth without fun? And then obviously there's this one. You know, if we're going to assume that what I said about being constantly awake is well, living things applies to that. You know that you will die because the body simply can't handle it. It'll shut down. It'll be like, no, you just have to sleep. So here you go, die. That will literally be, this jinx will give you maximum of like 11 days to live, and then well, at least half, if not a lot more, of those days you will be hallucinating and paranoid and all of that stuff. Yeah, okay, I think I'm gonna go with that. I don't want to be constantly awake then. If I could, I would never feel pain. No, because pain is what makes us, that's what makes me cherish happiness. Because if I could not feel pain, I'm talking about both physical and mental pain here. Because I assume that this is, as it says, fear. It's a feeling, and it says fear here. So I feel pain would also apply emotionally. I would not want that. I would really not want that removed, because if I could not feel that, what would the happiness be worth? If I couldn't get hurt, then, you know, if I'm in a relationship with someone I love so much that I would do everything for them, and they're like, I never really loved you and I'm gonna break up and you're kind of a cunt, and I would be there like, oh well, that's how life goes, sod you, and then you just move on because you can't feel pain. No, because then you're going to get to cherish actually spending time with a person that you really like. You don't get to cherish those moments. Fear wouldn't, I mean, yeah, kind of. I mean, if I couldn't feel fear, but then again, if you know how to handle your fear, you can learn that, then fear is a good thing, because fear hides your well, can't remember the word. It's late at night. It's literally 5 in the morning. Actually, I've been awake all night. It heightens, what you call it, your you know, your instincts, your feelings. Like, you get more aware of everything, and that's why fear's a good thing. Shame. Did I just click twice? Regret. Shame. You know, I think actually I would like not to feel shame. But then again, how would you know if you're cocked up completely? How are you supposed to learn from that if you can't feel ashamed of yourself and be like, I should never have done that? But I just mean, out of everything here, regret, I will So I still want to feel regret. I mean, what the fuck? Why would you remove regret? Because if you've done something and you really regret it, you must be punished with the feeling of regret. That's the thing. But again, that could also apply to shame. Fuck it, I'm going with shame. I don't want to feel... Alright. Never feel shame. What would you exchange for your heart's desire? Anything. That which I can afford to lose. Blood, sweat and tears. What it is worth. No, I think I like that one. I'm not going for a further explanation yet. I really like that one. For what it's worth. What is my heart's desire worth? I'm going with that one. Whose judgment do you most fear? Nobody's? Well, I have anxiety, so... Well, my own is kind of constant. My friends... Yeah. My families... Well, they judge me constantly. I've been living with that for a long time. The worlds... Ooh, that's one is actually good. Histories. History's judgment. Now, we know that many things has been rewritten in history. I'm not going further into that, but so I wouldn't really care about that. I don't care about I'm dead, so what the fuck would I care? In the worlds, though, that would mean the entire world would judge me. That would also include your family and your friends. So... if the entire world would judge you badly, that's not a good thing, really. You will be very alone. Very alone, but could you... perhaps you get a chance to, you know, deal with that. I don't think I would take the worlds, though, because random people's judgment do not really matter to me. My friends' judgment, though, that matters a lot. If I have a friend and they're not being supportive, instead being like, no, that's actually kind of shite. That's something that kind of, you know, breaks my heart. That's something that really triggers my anxiety. That's something that makes me be like, well, then I guess I just suck at everything. I'm going with my friends. Think of the question you would like most like answered by a person or an all-knowing being or device. Which of the following most closely resembles the answer you'd like to hear, without a shadow of doubt? I really have to think about that question, haven't I? I'm a very rebellious person. I can't do that. Rebellion is within me. If someone tells me to do something, I am not going to do it. I'll force myself. Alright, which answer would I most likely want answered? Which question or answer? Which question would I most likely want answered? What I mean, I just thought about is magic real, but then again, if I was in, well, the Hogwarts world, all of that, you know, the Harry Potter universe, most likely yes, that would be real. So bloody hell, this is very difficult for me. But I think actually I've got it. I really think I've got it. I'm not going to tell you, actually. I think I'm keeping this to myself. Right. I think this one fits the most. But what I would like to hear is actually... well, okay, I could just have done that, okay. But I would most likely actually want to have this answered to it, without a shadow of a doubt. Why? Why not? Because I want to. Stupid question. We may never know. I'm either going with we may never know, or why not. I think I'm gonna go with why not. Could be my rebellion. You know, the rebellion inside of me being like, they go why, so I go why not. But I actually think that's good. I actually think, you know, if you ever had a chance to meet the creator of everything, if there was one or if there is one, and you had a chance to meet, what would you ask them? Would you ask blah blah blah, how did you do it, blah blah blah, is there more, you know? If you had one question, I would just simply use one question. I don't want everything else. I would use the one question that would be the exact question that is right down there right now. Why? And with their answer would be why not? That would be fine with me. Which is the better motto? It is nobler to be deceived than to be mistrustful. French should not demand blind faith. Ooh. I really like to put my trust in people, and that had deceived me a lot, but it hasn't stopped me. Well, it has hurt me, obviously, and it has done something to me that makes it difficult for me to put my trust and faith in people, but I will not stop. They're not getting me down like that, so I'm going with this one. So, apparently I'm a Pottermore, if that's how you pronounce it. Okay, we can read a bit about it. Named by James Stewart. Hey James. After the fiercely independent magical creature of the Pottermore house is sometimes considered to represent the heart of a witch or wizard. It is also said that the Pottermore favours healers. Well, that describes me a lot then, I believe. Actually, that's very good. Alright, well, there's nothing more there, so let's find out what my wand is. Discover my wand. This is going to be marvelous, isn't it? Take your time and answer honestly. Your answers are final. Ooh, okay. To ensure we find the perfect wand for you, it's very important that you answer the following questions honestly. First of all, would you describe yourself as average height, short, tall? I'm tall. I'm very tall. I'm from Denmark. We are Vikings. We are actually Scandinavians, and the Dutch are actually very tall. So I am tall. I'm one of the very tall. I'm one of the tall ones. And your eyes, well, they're actually, they could be, I don't know. Sometimes I'm not just saying this because I like seasonal stuff, but I have seen my eyes before being hazel, and they have also before being blue, and I don't know how that kind of changed. I haven't really looked at myself in the eyes lately. I think though that the last time I really looked, they were blue. Let's go with this blue. I think the blue is correct. What's the day on which you were born? An even number, an odd number. I think. Yep, that was an even number. I just had to think about that. It's late, and I suck at mathematics and numbers and all of that in general. Do you most pride yourself on your kindness, optimism, determination, resilience, imagination, intelligence, originality? Well, it's either my intelligence, but then again, I don't pride myself. I'm like, I am so bloody intelligent. More intelligent than you possibly, because I am so intelligent. You can ask me anything, I will answer you with the correct answer. No, shut that. Imagination. I am so happy for my imagination, and I believe that me being an autist, having Asperger's, is only fuel for my imagination. It actually makes it stronger. I have imagination than many people, because I can imagine many things, and I think most people, probably every autist out there, is like that. So imagination. Traveling alone a deserted road. You reach a crossroad. Do you continue Left towards the sea. Ahead towards the forest. Right towards the castle. Why would I go into the castle? Fuck that castle. I don't care about a castle. I like forests. I really like forests. I'm gonna have a forest. Do you most fear fire? Darkness. Isolation. Small spaces. Heights. I really fear heights. I actually have a very, very bad fear of heights. Everything else I do not have a bad fear of. So, in a chest of magical artifacts, which would you choose? Ornate mirror, dusty bottle, golden key, silver dagger, bound scroll, a glittering jewel, or a black glove. I love gloves. But if I see something like that, I would probably take the scroll. I mean, the scroll has something on it, you know. It's bound to have something on it. That's a bound scroll. But you know, I think I would go with the. I think it's going to be either that or the silver dagger. I like daggers and such. I'm going with the scroll. I'm going with the scroll, people. I'm just. Hollywood with a unicorn hair core. Well, you get to read that. And surprisingly swishy flexibility. Your wand has chosen you. Spread the word. All right. Well, there we go. That's my wand then. If that's interesting about that. Let's see what it says about my wand. Is that good? It's just what it said before. Holly is one of the rarer kinds of wand woods, traditionally considered protective. It works most happily for those who may need help overcoming a tendency to anger or impetuosity. Don't know if that's how you pronounce that. At the same time, holy wands often choose owners who are engaged in some dangerous and often spiritual quests. You know what, that fixed me so good. Holy is one of those woods that varies most dramatically in performance depending on the wand core, and it is notoriously difficult wood to team with a phoenix feather. As the wood's volatility conflicts strangely with phoenix detachment, in the unusual wind of such a pairing finding its ideal match, however, nothing and nobody should stand in their way. Well, that really sounds like a wand that I'm happy of getting. So, there we have it, folks. So thanks everyone so much for watching. If you if you did like it, just let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. And then remember, as always, I hope to see you all in the next one. But until then, cheerio and fear the howl.